They'll get you now with that fire in your veins. Carlos Rodon breaking all the chains. Got a beard that screams, I'm here to stay. Burning fastballs light the way. Yankee Stadium roars your name. Rodon's back, bring the flame. Rodon's back, bring the flame. Bring the flame. The contract loomed, fans shook their heads. They said big bucks for a man who fled. But you're slicing the zone with a deadly twist, proving your worth with every pitch. Got a beard that screams, I'm here to stay. Burning fastballs light the way. Yankee Stadium roars your name. Rodon's back, bring the flame. Beard that screams, I'm here to stay. Burning fastballs light the way. Yankee Stadium roars your name. Rodon's back, bring the flame. Forget the doubt, feel the roar of crowds, mowing them down, no whispers allowed. Pressure's the fuel to your rocket form. The storm's back, Yankees uniform. Uniform. Sliding in fierce velocity high. 2 years gone, but you're breaking the sky. Carlos Rodon resurrected anew. Power and grit, it's all back in view. Whoa! Got a beard that screams, I'm here to stay. Burning fastballs light the way. Yankee Stadium roars your name. Rodon's back, bring the flame. Got a beard that screams, I'm here to stay. Burning fastballs light the way. Yankee Stadium roars your name.
All right. I played the Carlos Rodon song because we're gonna need him. We are gonna need Carlos Rodon in this do or die game tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't feel a ton of confidence. I'm trying to talk myself into feeling confident, trying to trick myself into being optimistic, and I'm hoping that you guys can lift my spirits, because I just it's gonna be tough, guys. Like, let's be real, it's gonna be tough. But anyway, let's say what's up to the chat first, and then we'll get into, we're gonna I guess we'll react to Big Papi talking about the Yankees are over, they're gonna have to bring back Babe Ruth and all this other stuff. We'll play that. We'll talk about tomorrow's game. We'll talk about what went wrong. We'll talk about should Trent Grisham lead off and what needs to change, as I see Katie asked here. And I'll give you my opinion on that in a second here. And then we'll talk about what needs to happen in order for the Yankees to win Game 3. Look, overall, obviously the big picture is to win the series. We got to win 3 straight. Not impossible, but the way we looked the last 2 games, highly improbable. But I would say, let's just go one day at a time, right? One game at a time. That's all we can really do right now. All we can really do, one game at a time. And tomorrow's gonna be Carlos Rodon. We need this guy to step up in a huge way. Obviously, this is his best year as a Yankee. He's had some struggles coming to New York, but lately he's been really good. My worries with him is that he, every now and then he'll leave one over the plate and give up a long ball or two, right? So it's gonna be tough. And the numbers versus Rodon, the Blue Jays numbers versus Rodon are pretty good. And then you got Shane Bieber. Obviously, we faced him plenty of times with the Guardians. We struggled against him, and then we've also hit him at times. So who knows what we're gonna get? He's only had 7 games since coming off the IL. We gotta hit him, and we gotta hit him fast and early. And I'll be honest, I don't. And I keep saying this, man, and I said this from the beginning of the series. If we're gonna beat Toronto, we're gonna have to out-hit them. We're gonna have to out-hit them, and that brings us to the lineup. Look, Katie brings up a good point. What are my thoughts about Grisham being in the leadoff position? Well, first, let me know your thoughts too, Katie, if you don't mind. But my thoughts are, look, I think that I'm trying to think, who else would you put in there? Who else would you put in there? Trent Grisham has been awful. He's been awful. He's been like 200 at this point in the postseason, or maybe even under 200 with like 10 strikeouts or something crazy like that. He hasn't looked good. It depends. Who else do you put in there? Like, do you put Dominguez? You know, I was talking with Ace from the Ace Avenue. We was talking about that. You know, like maybe giving Dominguez a shot, but at the same time, it's like you need the guy's defense out there. Yeah, Ace just jumped in. You need his defense. So look, I'm not gonna give up on him just yet because I think he's probably our best option at this point. Or maybe just mix it up, man. Mix it up. Maybe put him down in the lineup. Maybe put Jazz in lead off something, dude. You know, just spicing it up a little bit because Trent Grisham has looked defeated out there. He's looked really bad. Look, the good thing is that Shane Bieber and anybody else the Blue Jays are gonna throw at us, they do not have they don't throw splitters, right? Obviously the Yankees can't hit the splitter. They can't hit the split finger fastball or the split change or whatever this new pitch is, which is a good thing. And if we could manage to get a victory tomorrow, the Blue Jays don't seem to have a starter for Game 4, so that we seen what their bullpen look. Even though we faced the bottom end of their bullpen, they didn't throw any good pitches out at us yesterday. So those 7 runs that the Yankees scored, just act like they never existed, right? Because really, we was facing the worst of the worst that they have in that bullpen. But if we do get to Game 4, like I said, a bullpen day, who knows what could happen at that point. The thing is, it's a short series. It's not like we have to win 4 straight. You have to win 3 straight, which is a lot more doable, in my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let me say what's up to the chat, and then we'll move on to see what Big Papi had to say. David Ortiz. Katie said, do you think someone else should be in the leader position? Right now, I think you just got to kind of just leave him there. Especially versus Shane Bieber. I'm not really sure what the numbers are. I'll pull this up right now as we go through this. This is the numbers versus Shane Bieber. Roy, what's up, Roy? Matt, Steve, let's effing go Yankees. Yes, sir. Also, if you guys want to join the stream, I put the link is pinned to the chat if you want to join. Just if you do join, please try to refrain from cursing too much, right? I know I curse, but YouTube doesn't like it. YouTube does not like it. So these are the numbers. What you're looking at are the stats versus Shane Bieber. Trent Grisham only has 2 at-bats versus him. So, enjoying the weather, great. The Yankees have to win tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty obvious right there, right? It's do or die, win or go home. Matt Steve's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Matt Steve. Yankees will kick ass. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, not a lot of numbers here. Not a lot of stats there. So I'm gonna put that away. Look, bottom line is, whoever they throw out there, we gotta hit them. We absolutely gotta hit them. Hey, the Volpe stats, I don't think it's pulling up the postseason stats. I gotta see what's up with that. It's pulling up the regular season stats, I think, because I pulled up I tried to pull up Judge and it was acting weird, so I gotta look at it, but I don't know if it's even worth it since the postseason's only a month. But try Anthony Volpe October 2025. Let's see what that says. Now Ace is in the building. I heard my name popped in like Beetlejuice. Hell yeah, you Candyman. You say his name 5 times and he appears. Yeah, make sure you hit the like too if y'all just joining. Too lit. Says, hey Jason, 1 game at a time. Exactly, that's all we could do. That's all we could do. I'm not gonna lie though, man. As a fan, and just, I mean, it's embarrassing, man. We're getting crushed out there. Every year, man, it seems like we're the butt of every joke, every baseball joke. We're the laughing stock of the MLB. We're the has-beens. We're the washed up old timer. Everybody has that one old timer in the neighborhood, you know, who says they used to do this and they would have did this and they could have done that. And we're like, man, you're washed up. Come on, guy. The Yankees are that guy right now. It's unfortunate, man. It's tough. It's tough rooting for this team, but I love this team, so I'm gonna keep rooting for them. But they make it very hard. I'm not gonna lie. That game 2, at one point, I was just gonna turn it off. It was so hard to watch, man. I was like, look, I'm turning. I didn't, obviously, but I felt like it. I really did feel like it. I felt like turning it off. They're making me look like a clown, right? Anyway, I just wanted to, I don't know why I did that, but all right. Let's first things first, right? Let's take a listen to Big Papi, who had a lot to say. Look, let me tell you something. I know this pissed off a lot of Yankee fans, but I found it hilarious. This was freaking super duper funny. Let's play
Positivity. Do you agree, Papi?
They can bring Jesus back, and they're still gonna go to Cancun. It's over. It's a wrap. Just so you know, this Toronto Blue Jays lineup ain't playing around.
They not.
They blowing this game up. I mean, guys, come on. Come on.
Look at
You
Jeter,
guys
man.
did your best.
You can
to
go
pump
to
up the
heaven to
Yankees.
play
They're
against
gonna
them. They're gonna
look,
beat
shot it down. We were trying to pump up the Yankees, and you shut us down again.
Keep it up.
Well,
They're gonna be in Cancun watching it with y'all.
You know who loves
Oh my goodness.
who loves to hit at Yankee Stadium? Vlad Guerrero Jr.'s numbers in the Bronx are even better than they are against
That's
the
what they play
Yankees
their
at
best.
home.
All it takes is one game.
Wow.
It just takes one game that can turn the series.
That's what we
could
say.
Take a couple, it could take a couple innings. We were playing in the World Series in 2000 against the Mets.
Hey man, you gotta admit though, that's pretty funny, Roy. Roy says Papi's a joke. That is hilarious. And I'm not gonna lie. Look, he said what all of us are thinking. Well, most of us, right? Is deep down, there's that. How can you not have a little bit some doubt after seeing these last two games? I know I have it, right? And after watching this team all year, yeah, man, Big Papi just speaking what a lot of us are thinking, man. He just kept it real. And you know what's the sad part is that when you look at Derek Jeter and A-Rod laughing, you could tell that they're deep down, they're thinking the same thing. And they just die, man. They like these struggles that the Yankees are going through, a guy like Jeter, he can't relate to that. Like they're winners, man. Everybody at that table is a winner. So that was the first one. And he continued though, man. Papi's funny. You gotta admit it's funny though, right? Whether you like it or not, you gotta admit it's funny. It's pretty darn funny.
It is possible. You know, you're on the flight. If they didn't score any runs, if they would have kept this kid in longer, they'd be on the flight sitting there like, oh God, I'm trying to figure out my swing. But now you have a lot of people in that lineup saying, ooh, I feel a little something right now. Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Hey, let me tell you, I love you so much, but the only chance that the Yankee has is if you, Mo, Andy, and A-Rod come back and play Reggie Jackson, Beirut, all of them. Joe DiMaggio,
Papi, you're
Roger Mary.
Roger Mary.
Jesus. That's exactly why Derek doesn't like it. I'm trying to be positive.
Well, that means it's on Carlos
man.
Rodon.
You guys are killing me.
Papi's doing his best to bring back all the deceased.
Yogi
Yankee
Berra coming
legends.
back.
Oh my God.
We can watch it unfold. Game 3 in the Bronx
man.
Tuesday night, 8 Eastern. Right.
You gotta admit, this dude said Beirut, Joe DiMaggio, Roger Mary. Yo, Papi's hilarious, man. Look, even when you got legends like that, they're laughing at it too, man. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just hoping. Look, in all reality, we need Rodon to pitch. But even then, the Blue Jays, their offense is just that good that I don't see a scenario where Rodon shuts them out. The Yankees got to hit. It's just the bottom line. They have to hit. You have to hit this team. Toronto's too good offensively in terms of putting the ball in play. They're gonna run into one if they keep putting the ball in play. We all know Rodon got a lot of strikeouts. He's a swing and miss kind of guy, but when teams can actually put the ball in play, they're gonna run into a few runs. We just got to score more. Obviously, right? That's the name of every game. But like me personally, I don't see a scenario where Rodon goes out there and just freaking shuts him out. At some point, the Yankees got to score. We got to give him at least, 4 or 5 runs. At least, as a starting pitcher, I think if you could give a starting pitcher 4 runs, even 5, and they lose, that's on the pitcher, right? Anything less than that is not enough run support in today's game, right? You can't expect you can't score 1 run like we did in the first game, or 2 runs or whatever it is, and expect your pitcher to be victorious. Because whether we like it or not, look, Even yesterday with Max Fried, yeah, he pitched terrible, and it sucked because we were out of the game before we even had a chance to come back. But the way the Yankees were hitting versus Yesavage, I don't even think if Max Fried could have pitched his ass off, right, we were gonna lose that game because they weren't hitting. And like I've been saying, like I've always said, and there's a great saying, man, a wise coach of mine a long time ago yelled this at us. And he said, it's impossible to win if you don't score a run, right? Plain and simple. That's the name of the game. You gotta score runs. And the Yankees didn't. Look, the 7 runs that they put up, come on, guys. Let's be realistic. I know a lot of people we wanna kind of cling on to those 7 runs like if it was a sign of hope. But in reality, look, and I don't mean to burst anyone's bubble, but that was literally just the Blue Jays at that point. When you have a 12-run lead, it's 12-zip, and you're absolutely dominating another team. This guy, they took out Yesavage in the 6th inning. He was pitching a no-hitter, guys, a no-hitter. He was pitching a no-hitter with 1 walk, and the only walk was to Judge, and that's just because he pitched around him, because he would have been pitching a perfect game probably. So, and I say all that to say this, right? The offense is still a major concern, right? We beat up on the bad pitching and we struggle against the good pitching. It's a major concern. It really is. It's a super duper concern of mine. They gotta come out there and they gotta give the fans something, especially, man. All these Yankee fans spend all that money to go to the stadium. After watching what unfolded this weekend, and go to the stadium, we can't lose at home again, right? At least let's do that. Let's not lose at our own ballpark again, like we did last year. With the last 3 seasons we made it to the postseason, we lost in embarrassing fashion at Yankee Stadium. In 2022, we got swept in the ALCS at Yankee Stadium by the Astros. 23, obviously, we didn't make it. 2024, the Dodgers embarrassed us. We all know the Game 5, the infamous 5th inning at Yankee Stadium. We watched the Dodgers celebrate on our park. We watched the Astros celebrate on our park. And if we lose tomorrow, the next game, we're going to watch the Blue Jays celebrate on our field after they literally talked a whole ton of shit to us, right? After they literally the manager flat out said during the season that we're only good when we have something on the pitcher. Their broadcast announcer said we're not a good team, right? There's been a lot of talk, right? I want to address the whole, are they cheating at the Rogers Center? All the Blue Jays cheating? Because if you haven't heard, that's the new wave. That's what's going around. That people are saying that they got sun and they're cheating or whatever it is, right? And look, please, guys, let's not go out like that. That's nonsense. That is absolutely nonsense. It's garbage, man. That's sucker talk, man. That's what losers do. They come up with excuses. I know Weaver and Max Fried were kind of insinuating that maybe they had something on them. That's loser talk, right? Because if they're picking up your pitch grip or whatever it is, that's your fault. And also, that doesn't explain the Yankee bats not hitting. What, was the pitcher cheating or something? I mean, that's not the case. They check their hands and everything. The pitcher can't cheat. So it's just, look, don't do that, man. Like, unless we hear trash cans banging or buzzers ringing or something like that, like just don't even go there, man. Because that's low. That's an excuse, man. It's just dumb to me. Honestly, they're flat out whipping our asses, man. That's what's happening. Whether we like it or not, whether we want to admit it or not, they're whipping our ass. The good thing is it ain't over, but it's right now we've already dug the grave, right? We made a hole 6 feet deep and we're halfway in it right now at this point. So they gotta wake up. They gotta freaking start hitting. That's the bottom line. It really is the bottom line. They gotta start hitting. They absolutely gotta start hitting. Hey guys, if you want to join the stream, like I said, I got the link pinned to the top. And bear with me because I'm not good with adding guests. This is with OBS, it gets a little complicating, right? But let me get to the chat and say what's up. Get some of these chats, man, because you guys are killing it. I appreciate it. And if you don't mind, please hit that like button too. Katie says, in my opinion, I think someone else should be leading off for the Yankees. I feel like Trent has been struggling. Oh, Trent, he's more than struggling. Trent is hot garbage right now. But my thing is just, I feel like the minute we move him, he's gonna go off. I feel like he's about to go off for some reason. But at the same time, it's like, okay, if we move him, then we gotta put somebody else in it. And then who do you put? If Paul Goldschmidt is playing, which I don't know if he will be with the righty pitcher. I don't know what they're gonna do, but that's kind of been the lineup, the way they've been doing it. I mean, you could put Volpe up there, I guess, maybe, but who knows what's gonna happen. Last time we put Volpe at leadoff, it wasn't good. So it's a tough one. I'm not gonna lie, it is a tough one. Brandon Lee says, fun fact, Jason, today was a day off. The Jays' entire team came to Yankee Stadium to practice. The Yankees didn't show up at all. Is that true? Somebody fact check that, because and look, and I don't want to have the conversation about who needs to get fired and just yet, because the season isn't over just yet. But we're right there, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not happy with a lot of things. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the Mets just fired their whole coaching staff and did not fire the manager, and I think that's a terrible, terrible move by the Mets. I think the Mets, you can't do that, man. It just sends the wrong message, right? And if I'm Carlos Mendoza, right? I know we kind of off topic. This is the Mets, and I'm just gonna say this, and then I'll leave it alone. If I'm Carlos Mendoza, I lost all respect for Carlos Mendoza, right? Because you're the captain of that ship. You're supposed to go down. Instead, you roll everybody else. Everybody else is the problem, but you're good. Everybody else is the problem. The whole coaching staff got fired. Your coaching staff. These are the people that he picked, right? I lost a lot of respect for him. That's why I respect dudes like Buck Showalter, right? In 1995, when the Yankees lost to the Seattle Mariners, and by the way, too, we were up 2-0 in that series, in the division series. The Yankees were up 2-0, and we went to Seattle and lost 3 straight. But anyway, Buck Showalter could have stayed. He could have remained the manager, but they wanted to fire a bunch of people, and he wasn't gonna let them get fired, you know. So he went down with the ship. I don't know. That's just me, anyway. But yeah. Yep. What's up, Jonathan? Lucas says, I think Belly at leadoff would be nice, but he provides protection for Judge right now. Yeah, that's the problem. It's like, if you want Grisham out of there, who are we putting him in there instead? Unless you give Dominguez a start and throw him at leadoff. It is a righty batter. You're gonna get Dominguez from the left side of the plate, but you gotta live with the defense though. It's the only problem. Slow burner. Now they're saying we have to be cheating somehow. Yeah, no, that's why I look. I don't know who's they. Not a lot of people are saying that. Most people with sane minds are like, no, come on, guys. Because look, here's the thing, right? Even if let's say, look, if you're picking up pitches or you're picking up pitch grips, then that's part of baseball, right? That's just part of baseball. But that doesn't explain the fact that we literally can't hit the baseball, right? How are you cheating there as a pitcher? How are you cheating, right? So that's why I've said I just disqualify. That's all nonsense, man. That's garbage. Don't bring it up. Yankees fans, come on, bro. We have more class than that. It's different with the Astros, because they literally got caught banging trash cans and doing all this other stuff, right? But this is just too much. So yeah, I don't think they're cheating. I think they're just smashing us, man. And you know what's, here's the thing too, Slow Burner. And you know why I say the cheating thing is so dumb, right? Because even that Vladdy grand slam, for instance, bro, that's a fastball right down the middle. How do you cheating? Like you gonna smash that at any point. And even this one, look, I'm gonna play this back. Hold on. If you look at this first home run, he just, it may look like a cheap swing, but he got it right on the meaty part of the bat, and those are gonna go. This fastball by down the middle with this grand slam, you just can't throw the ball over the plate like that. Even that one with Varsho, right? Come on. It's just dumb. It don't make no sense. It doesn't make sense. Khadiza says, what do you think of this lineup? Oh, all right. Let's see what you got. Jazz Chisholm Jr., Aaron Judge, okay, Cody Bellinger, Ben Rice, Giancarlo Stanton, Ahmed Rosario at third. Okay, so you're going for a lot of offense. Anthony Volpe, shortstop, Austin Wells, and then left field, Caballero. So you got Grisham completely out of the lineup. My problem there, Khadiza, is that Caballero does not look good at left field. The last time he played out there, we saw that he wasn't he had tough time reading the ball in left field. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna do it either. I mean, I like the lineup, but certain things you gotta. I don't think Caballero at left field is gonna be. I don't think so. I don't think that's good. And then Ahmed Rosario versus a righty, not good either. I'll go with Ryan McMahon. At least you're getting superb defense. And Ryan McMahon's been hitting. That's the crazy part too. I mean, he hasn't been hitting. It's not like he's tearing the cover off the ball, but he's getting hits, right? Ryan McMahon's batting average in the postseason right now is 273. You know, right? Look, the bottom of the lineup has not been the problem, guys. The bottom of the lineup has not been the problem at all. It's the 1 through 5 has been god awful, right? 1 through 5 has been terrible. All right, so McMahon, like I said, he's batting 273. The OPS is not where you want it, but nobody's OPS is where you want it, with the exception of Ben Rice, and and Ben Rice is, I don't know. Look, a lot of these stats, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of this is all fluff, right? It's all, a lot of it, especially yesterday, was off of a lot of bad pitching. But when we face good pitching, we haven't done nothing this whole postseason. So at the end of the day, we gotta hit. That's what's gonna do it. We gotta hit. Make sure you smack the like button. If you haven't, hit that thumbs up. Thanos, Rodon's gotta earn his contract tomorrow. Yeah, Max Fried. Look, we're gonna have the Max Fried conversation too, because this is something I was thinking about earlier, man. Like this is first year, and don't get me wrong, Max Fried has been great the whole season, right? He's a big reason why we even in the playoffs. But man, when we needed him most, they gave him 2. Look, we're stuck with Max Fried for 8 years, guys. 8. And at first I was happy with it, because even though 8 years is a lot, but I'm thinking, you know what, we could get the best of him for 4 years, and then those last 4 years kind of, you know, it's whatever. But man, when we needed him most, when it was time for him to earn his contract yesterday, he wasn't good. And it wasn't like he was missing terribly or anything. They were just on him. You know, they're good hitters. They put the ball in play, and you could tell that they were sitting on that curveball, on that breaking pitch. They were sitting on it, and they weren't gonna miss it. And then Will Warren, and man, I know I'm all over the place now. I had a whole game plan of what I wanted to talk about, but now that I'm thinking about it, and the fact that the Yankees went to Will Warren there is I don't know, man. That's almost criminal. That's almost negligent. Will Warren cannot pitch against the Blue Jays. I said that before the series started. I'm gonna have to make like a montage of all the clips that I said, because I'm like, man, I foresaw. Don't get me wrong, a lot of my takes were wrong, but I foresaw a lot of this. Like I said, look, Will Warren cannot at all. He cannot pitch not one pitch to the Blue Jays. If he did, he's gonna get smashed, right? The same way they smashed him the last time they faced him. He can't pitch to the Blue Jays. So the fact that they went to him in a 5-zip game, this was a game too. I get it's not an elimination game, but yesterday's game was a game that we had to have, right? And they kind of was like, you know what? It's 5-zip. We're not gonna waste any of our good pitchers, right? That's what they was thinking. We're not gonna waste any of our good pitchers. So they brought in Will Warren and you know, cross their fingers, you know. And I think that was the wrong move. I think every game, you got to treat every game like it's game 7. You got it. Now it's literally like a game 7. But yesterday's game, you had to treat it like a game 7, and you got to play the bullpen game and hope that the Yankees can do something, right? But you got to keep that game. You can't let it get out of hand, and they let it get out of hand, and I don't know. That's just my opinion. I felt like after they took out Max Fried, they were just kind of like, whatever, right? We're not gonna win this game. Save our pitchers for the next one. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, the next one could be your last one too. So I don't know, that's just my opinion. Tony Lynn says Rodon did struggle against the Red Sox. Look, Rodon struggles against the Blue Jays too, guys. Oh man, let me pull up the numbers. That's why, and this is another thing I said, and I'm telling you, when everybody was like, well, the Yankees have the better pitching matchup after game 1, and I was like, I don't think they do have a better pitching matchup, because on paper, yeah, we have the better names in terms of names, but the Yankees, Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, and Cam Schlittler all got hit hard by the Blue Jays. All of them have bad numbers versus the Blue Jays. So what are we pulling up Roy White? Let me know. Man, I'm so behind in the chat. I apologize too. I am so behind. Anybody want to join the stream? I got the link up there. Trying to see if that thing works. I haven't used it in a while. All right. Vulcan, what's up, man? It's over. Vulcan. Damn, man, just straight out the gate, right? Vulcan says it's over. The tone was already set with that bases loaded strikeout. But when Judge struck out, there's a lot of talk about the Aaron Judge. Look, I get it. He's batting 444 and all that is great, and I guess it's better than last year, but all we're gonna remember is that one at bat that we really needed him, he didn't come through. I'm not saying it's his fault, right? It's not all his fault, but my goodness, man, if he gets a hit there, I feel like everything changed. And he couldn't come up with the hit, He couldn't come up with the hit. So look, a lot of that, 444 with the most hits and all that. Like, who cares, man? I'm gonna keep it real. Like, that's great and all, but the playoffs, especially the postseason is based on moments, right? On moments, the big moment, and he had the big moment. He couldn't capitalize. Vladdy had a big moment. He capitalized. He hit that, straight bomb off of Will Warren. Will Warren, you couldn't have thrown a better pitch to hit. That was batting practice right there. That was batting cage, right down the middle, freaking fastball. Like, it was a dumb. I don't know what they were doing with Will Warren. Will Warren, I'm telling you, Will Warren, he's a fine young pitcher, right? But you can tell that he is easily rattled. His nerves. Some people have ice in their veins. Cam Schlittler is one of them guys. You can tell he's got ice in his veins. Garrett Cole, you can tell he goes out there and he's got ice in his veins, right? There's people like that, especially pitchers. Will Warren's not one of those guys. You can tell from the minute he went out there to face the Dodgers and got rocked in a big game, because that was a big game. I saw it then. That he was terrified. And then when he gave up those 7 runs to Toronto, by the way, in the first inning, and that was the game that we officially lost first place. The game that we officially, that the Blue Jays officially tied us for first place. It was that game when Will Warren pitched in the Rogers Center. He gave up 7 runs in the first inning, and we couldn't recover. That was a huge game right there, and you could tell that he folded. He just don't have it. Some people have that killer instinct, that Mamba mentality, whatever you want to call it, that Jordan competitiveness. Will Warren don't got that, man. He don't. He's a good pitcher, though. He's going to give you 31 starts a season and a shit ton of innings. But he ain't the guy you want up there when shit's on the line. NYJ says, typical Yankee contract. Too many years to save a couple bucks. Are you talking about Max Fried? You know what? I'm still not too mad. I'm sure in 4 years from now, I'll be totally upset about that contract. But right now, we needed Max Fried. But at the end of the day, he's a big part of why we even here. And Yeah, and you know when we got him, we didn't get him to be the ace, right? He's been the ace, but we were hoping that we would have Cole, and Cole would be that ace, and he could be the perfect like complement piece to Garrett Cole. I think if Garrett Cole was healthy, Garrett Cole comes out here yesterday and he shoves, right? Because Garrett Cole's one of them guys. Like I said, he has ice in his veins, man. The dude's just he's a competitor. Jack Maloney says, "I'll give you credit. You've been legit on the Jays for a while. Tons of respect for the Yankees for me. We have delusional fans, but some Yankee fans are delusional. Like that Barstool guy. I mean, it's like, you know, it's hard to be delusional. Sometimes I'm delusional too. I'm not gonna lie. But man, after you get to a point where after seeing this team kind of drop the ball, kind of fumble the ball at the 1 yard line, right? I feel like every year that's what we're doing. Every year we get to the postseason and we end in embarrassment, and it's the equivalent of fumbling the ball at the 1 yard line. You know, that's the only way I could put it. And that's why me personally, and I know this is off-season talk, right? But I'm in the camp where you just got to fire Boone, you got to fire a bunch of people. Whether they're good or not doesn't matter. We haven't won. That's what it boils down to. We haven't won. Winning is the measuring stick, and like I said, every year it ends in embarrassment. We go down in flames, guys. Every single year, we go down in flames. So something's got to give. Red Sox and Mets already ate up all the food and used up all the toilet paper in Cancun. You do, this dude. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Oh man, I appreciate you guys though. Make sure y'all hit that like. 28 likes, 46, 50 of y'all in there trying to run the likes up. Sonny, hold on. Let me see. My Slow Burner says we have Eric Lau in the pen. He was a good start for us this season. No, I don't doubt it, but I'm saying that yesterday we didn't see much of your good pitching yesterday, right? Yesterday we scored 7 runs because the Blue Jays at that point was like, let's get this game over with so we can get on this flight and go over there. They're literally like, just don't walk anybody, put the ball in play. Let them put the ball in play. It's 12 zip. Guys, just think about this. If this was Little League, right? Both games would have been a mercy rule. By the 4th inning, yesterday by the 4th inning, we were down a lot, you know? It's just tough, man. It really is. And I don't know. This team, they struggle, man. And we've seen it all years. Like when they're on, though, when that offense turns on, they turn on. But it seems like they can only do it versus bad pitcher. Let's keep it 100, right? Let's keep it. Look, if you've been watching this team day in, day out, inning after inning, pitch after pitch, like I have, and I know a lot of you have too, because our fan base, we dedicated like that. You know just as well as I know, man, that a lot of this is just we beat up on them bad teams, we kill them. But when we face some good teams, man, especially some good pitching, it's a problem. It is a problem. And this has been the Yankees for the last, I don't even know how many years, you know? That's what I'm saying. Something's got to change. Look, every year we get a whole new batch of players every single year. But there's a few things that never change. And I don't want to say no names, but that's where you got to look. That's where you're going to find the smoking gun, right? And the root of all the issues. Katie says, good luck tomorrow. Yep. Peter, number 6. Jason, look at these guys who don't even hit 250. Jazz, Volpe, Wells, Grisham, McMahon. It's not enough. Yeah. Sonny says, yo, Jason, I know you got a short clip of Ortiz roasting Jeter. I mean, yeah, I do. You haven't watched it? I'll play it again for you. This is the first one right here.
Do you agree, Poppy?
They can bring Jesus back, and they're still going to go to Cancun. It's over. It's a wrap. Just so you know, this Toronto Blue Jays lineup ain't playing around.
Damn.
They blowing this game up. I mean, guys, come on. Come on.
You guys did your best.
You can
to
go
pump
to
up the
heaven to
Yankees.
play
We're gonna
against them.
look-
They're
you
gonna
just
beat
shot it down. We're trying to pump up the
man.
Yankees, and you
Yeah.
shut us down again.
Keep it up.
Well,
They're
you
going to be
know-
in Cancun watching it with y'all.
You know who loves to hit? Who loves to hit at Yankee Stadium? Vlad Guerrero
I
Jr.'s
know.
numbers in the Bronx are even better than they are against
That's
the
what they play
Yankees
their
at
best.
home.
All it takes. It is possible.
Yeah, Peter Rex.
You know, you're on the flight. If they didn't score any runs, if they would have kept this kid in longer, they'd be on the flight sitting there like, oh God, I'm trying to figure out my swing. But now you have a lot of people in that lineup saying, ooh, I feel a little something right now. Don't say anything. Don't say it.
Every time I watch this, I laugh.
Hey, let me tell you, I love you so much, but the only chance that the Yankee has is if you, Mo, Andy, and A-Rod come back and play Reggie Jackson, Beirut, all of them.
Beirut.
Yo, DeMayo,
Yo, the man,
Bobby,
Roger Mary.
oh, you're Maddie.
Jesus, that's exactly why Derek doesn't like it. I'm trying to be positive.
Well, that means it's on
Oh,
Carlos
man.
Rodon.
You
And
guys are
no, it
killing
is.
me.
Poppy's doing his best to bring back all the deceased.
Joe
Yankee
Guevara coming
legends.
back.
We
Oh,
can
my
watch
goodness,
it unfold.
man. Bro, he roasted us. But anyway, yeah, Peter Rex mentioned son A-Rod was on the radio today. He was on with BT and Sal. I listened to that. And he made a lot of good points. He with Boone especially. He said, look, this is what Alex Rodriguez said, right? Alex Rodriguez, and I'm paraphrasing. He said that he thinks that Boone is a good manager, but Boone is not making decisions, but he has to answer to the public for decisions that he's not even making, that's coming from the front office. He said that when the difference is in 2009 and when Joe Torre was around, right, that all the power with the manager had all the power in terms of decisions that happen affect the play on the field, right? Where now it's the front office that's making all these decisions. He mentioned Mike Fishman. He mentioned a lot of these guys. My thing is, look, even if that's the case, and I believe it is the case, he said that Aaron Boone, this is a quote unquote, Aaron Boone is just a mouthpiece. And look, that may be true. That may be true, but something's got to give, man. I'm telling you right now, if we go down in flames and lose embarrassingly, then you gotta, the Yankee fans, man, we're like wolves. You got to throw some meat to the wolves because we're gonna want some blood, right? And to be honest, I think that there is a lot that Boone could control, because once you're in there, and that's probably the reason why they haven't fired him in so long, because he does everything they say. But you need a manager, man. You need somebody who's gonna step up and be like, look, no, look, I think that it should be like this. Let's do it like this, you know? Because at the end of the day, right, they might say, hey, we want Weaver pitching in this situation. Doesn't mean you got to do it. I mean, they're going to be upset, but you're the one that's on the field. You're the one that walks out and takes the ball away from the pitcher, right? You're the one that takes it. Not Fishman, not Cashman. You're the one who signals the bullpen for the righty or the lefty or whatever. It's on you. You're the one that turns in the lineup. So you can deviate. You know, they're going to be upset, but hey, who cares, man? Right now, you're looking like a freaking joke. Just do whatever you think is right. And I truly, I don't 100% believe that it's all the front office. I think Boone does make a lot of decisions, and I think it's just a collective. It's a collective bad, just baseball, just a collective suck, right? All around from top to bottom. In honor of Royce Tooth. Oh, man. I would take singles if all of them RBIs. Yeah. I mean, but people got to get on base for him to get those singles. So those RBI singles. You didn't bring in a rookie starter into a playoff game. Warren was another horrible decision by Boone. No, not only that, man. Look, he said you don't bring in a rookie starter into a playoff game. I mean, it's not even that. To be honest, Peter, it's not even that. It's that the Will Warren gets demolished. The Blue Jays own him. Do you understand what I'm saying? They absolutely own him. And not only that, and he doesn't have like I said, he doesn't have the goal. He doesn't have that it factor to playing these big games. I would much rather, because Cam Schlittler's a rookie, and Cam Schlittler got hit hard by the Blue Jays too, but I would rather have him in there than Will Warren, you know? and not only because he pitches better, but just because that he looks like he's more composed, like he doesn't get rattled, you know. But Will Warren came into the game and immediately looked like I don't belong here, right? They might as well. I would have rather had Ryan Yarbrough, to be honest. Somebody with more experience, somebody who, even though Ryan Yarbrough doesn't have the stuff Will Warren has, but you can tell that he's not scared either. Yeah. Man, I appreciate, man, all the chats though, man. You guys are killing in the chat right now. I mean, those stats for Judge are pretty Halo stats. A bunch of singles. He doesn't make all that money to hit a bunch of singles. Yeah, I got it, man. It's not all Judge's fault though, man. Job's not finished. We can't take it easy. Vladdy quoted from his presser today. We're acting like the series is 0-0. Job's not finished. Yeah, of course, man. That's what they're gonna say. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I could see. I'm hoping the Yankees take tomorrow, but I could see a scenario where they don't, man. I'm gonna be honest. I could see a scenario where Rodon folds. Look, we don't have enough, man. Right now, like the only thing we need to out-hit these guys. We absolutely have to out-hit them in Yankee Stadium. I don't trust Rodon. I'll be honest. I don't trust the bullpen. I don't trust any of our pitching to hold the Blue Jays to under 3 runs, right? I just don't. So therefore, we need our guys to really go in there and have some good at-bats and really do some damage at the plate. That's what we need. And we're gonna look. I'm gonna put up these are the Blue Jay hitter stats versus Carlos Rodon lifetime. So we'll look at it. This is why I don't. Oh no, this is the wrong stuff. What are we doing? I got the wrong stuff, guys. Well, let this load up. It's gonna take us. There we go. No, that's not it either. Oh no, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I'm terrible at this, as you can see. There we go. There we go. Kirk is 5 for 15 versus Carlos Rodon with a home run and 3 doubles and a walk. Can't feel good about that one. Vladimir Guerrero is 11 for 19 with a home run and 3 doubles and 4 walks versus Carlos Rodon. You definitely don't feel good about that. Jimenez is 2 for 6. You don't feel good about that either. And you see where I'm going with this, guys. Like, I'm managing my expectations. We need a freaking hit. That's the bottom line. We got to go out there and we got to stick. We need an offense to wake up. That's the only way we even win a game. Varsho. I told y'all before the series too, watch out for Varsho. Varsho is dangerous. He's low-key dangerous. He's a sleeper. I told y'all, don't sleep on Dalton Varsho. My guy's he's a beast, man. I was watching a game versus the Colorado Rockies a while back, and the Blue Jays versus the Rockies, and he had like 5 home runs. I mean, not 5. He had like 5 hits with like 3 home runs or something like that. And I was like, who is it? This guy is a beast. So yeah, you guys see the stats there. All the Yankee killers, they all hit this guy. When was the last time Yankees put up 10 runs? I don't know, man. I don't feel like going back to pick it up, but I mean, the Yankees could put up 10. Look, the Yankees' run differential is way higher. We've scored more runs than anybody else, right? But that don't mean nothing because a lot of those are just blowout games and nothing. Look, it's technically, right? Even last year in the World Series, in the 2024 World Series, we outscored the Dodgers. Technically, right? When you add up all the runs, but they don't mean nothing. 2-1, 10-1. It's the same thing as a loss. Jake says, I don't know how anyone can say they feel all right about next games. Being in the Bronx doesn't mean anything. Yeah, the Yankees may win a game, but that's it. They're cooked. So you giving up? I don't like it either. I think I agree with you, Jake, man. I hope I'm wrong, right? Look, the first thing is that we got to just win one. We win one game, okay, right? let's say we go out there tomorrow and we win that game. Now we worry about the next game. Now all of a sudden, if you win another game, that's it. You go to game 5, right? So it's really possible. We've seen it happen before. We could force a game 5. It's highly possible, but I think, man. But I tell you what, it's definitely not gonna happen if we don't start hitting. If we don't start hitting, I'm talking about everything, doubles, singles. If we don't start slugging. When I say slugging, I really mean like driving the ball. We talking about extra base hits and home runs. Until we start doing that, we're not gonna beat this team. I'm sorry, we're just not. We're not. Let's keep it up. Jason, let's keep it 100. How many games has Gerrit Cole actually pitched against any of our rivals in a clinching game or playoff game that he was dominant? I mean, not a lot. The thing is that I don't know. I got to do that. I can't think that far back right now, but I know that game versus the Dodgers, right? Game 5, he had the mess up, right, and all the errors. He did mess up. He should have covered the bag. But that game, he was pretty dominant. He was pretty dominant. It's just that 5th inning murder, it killed him. And then he came back out and still did good. I don't get it twisted, man. Gerrit Cole is that guy, dude. He is that guy. Am I saying he would have shut out the Blue Jays or something like that? I don't know. Right? We don't know. But you do know that you're definitely gonna get a bulldog out there. He's not gonna go out there and just lay down. That's how Gerrit Cole is. After there was his own Gerrit Cole, like he owned his money. All winter, it would be Yankees propaganda about Cole coming back. But here's the thing, though. Cole is old already, right? He's already old, and he won't be back till like the middle of the year anyway. I'm not buying into that. And even then, he's coming back over Tommy John. It takes time. Look at Sandy Alcantara. Not a lot of pitchers just come back and dominate again. It's gonna take time. Sonny said, Yassine, what's up, man? Do you think this Blue Jays team is better than the 2017 Cleveland Indians team? I do. But that's a long look. You can't. Here's the thing, guys, man. It don't look. Comparison is the killer of all joy. You understand me? It's the killer. It don't matter if I think they better or not. But they're better. I think the Yankees are better than the Blue Jays in terms of the amount of talent on the roster, and look what's happening. We're getting destroyed, right? It really doesn't matter, right? It's one of those things, like, it doesn't matter. It's just a bad matchup for right now. They're killing us. They're killing us, man. And they're swinging the bats. I think the Yankees, look, there is a scenario where I see the Yankees actually could possibly win 3 in a row, right? And the only way I see them doing it is they have to start hitting. That's the difference with that 2017 team. They started to hit. You had Didi Gregorius freaking with some big time hits, in 2017. This team doesn't have no big hits. We haven't had a big moment at all. This whole postseason, the biggest moment we had was that Jazz Chisholm freaking first to home on the double by Austin Wells. That is the biggest moment we've had this postseason offensively. We have not had a moment where we had the huge hit. Amir Rosario had that. A lot of the other hits were kind of bloops, ground balls that just found the hole in the infield and stuff like that. This offense is terrible right now, man. It's just absolutely trash. So whether the Blue Jays are better than the 2017 Indians, which I think they are, or not, it doesn't even matter, bro. We in 2025, man. It don't matter. We don't have the 2017 Yankees, and it's not the 2017 Indians, right? Guardians, excuse me. The only thing I use 2017 as a reference to say that it is possible, and it has happened before. It has happened before. We did it versus the A's. We saw the Mariners do it to the Yankees in 1995. You can't win 3, right? We've seen teams go down 2-0 or 0-2 and come back and win. Yeah, man. So what A-Rod was talking about there, A-Rod was talking about continuity, right? The difference is that back in the day, you know, that same team that lost in 2004, they got you know, where we saw the Red Sox win 4 in a row after going down 0-3. That same team was together, not all of them, but the core of that team was together for 5 years. And then they end up winning in 2009. But what he failed to mention, though, is they did pick up a lot of people. That 2009 team was stacked. They weren't, you know, it wasn't the same team, man. They went and got more people. It's not like all them guys were together for 5 years. So he left a lot out on that point. And he actually hit that year, right? That's the problem. He actually hit that postseason. Lucas says, I was spoiled watching the 95 to 2009 Yankees. These recent teams don't even look like the Yankees. Yeah, the whole organization doesn't look like the Yankees anymore. And I get it. Look, it's a different time. I understand that, right? It's a different time. Players may react to different things, but baseball's one of them sports, right? Baseball's been around for a very, very long time. Our great grandparents, you know, like it's been around for probably 150 years, professional baseball, right? And some things never change. Some things has always been the same, and this team, you know, the contact is king, right? You put the ball in play. That's an old saying. There's certain things, good defense and pitching wins games. And I think that baseball is one of those sports that it need, like, leadership is important too, whether it's from the front office or from Aaron Boone or whatever it is, man. Nowadays we got all this technology. Look, I got a whole ton of technology around me, and we got all these analytics and all that stuff. But at the core of the sport is very basic, simple stuff. You know, hit rock with stick. That's what baseball is, really. When you try to do too much, it gets complicated. Put the ball in play. Plain and simple. Good things will happen. You see some of those home runs they hit, the Blue Jays hit yesterday. They weren't like great swings, and they would just put the ball in play, and the ball carries sometimes, you know, or you get it on the good part of the bat, and that thing flies. The Yankees, man, every swing versus Yesavage, we were 2 feet away from the ball. And you know, I don't know, it was just ugly, man. The Yankees looked very, very, they looked sad for real. Like they couldn't figure it out for the life of them. Some of those splitters were landing like 4 feet in front of them in the dirt, and they were swinging at it. They had nothing for that kid. Let me tell you something. They had nothing. If Schneider, the manager of the Blue Jays, if he would have left them in, he would have pitched a no-hitter versus us. Probably. I hope they're playing down the Yankee locker room. Yeah, man. It don't matter, man. It don't even matter. Like, if you think that clip of Papi Ortiz is gonna get them going, bro, they've been talking about this team. They've been talking shit about this team for years now. The Dodgers they roasted us last year. The Blue Jays been roasting us. The manager came out and the manager pretty flat out said after that series in September, this was a few weeks ago, because they were mad saying we were stealing signs and stuff. The manager flat out said that we're not a good team. We're only good when we have something on the pitcher. And guess what, guys? Look, turns out he was right. Like, how could he? Turns out he was right, man. And I hate that because I'm a Yankees fan. Don't get it twisted, but man, we got to keep it real. Sometimes you got to look in the mirror and be like, you know what? You got to look in the mirror and be like, man, I don't know how the Yankees, the Yankees are delusional. They're living in La La Land. They're like, oh, we're good, and we're, you know, want to go out there and telling me you're the best team in baseball. I'm like, really, dude? Because they're not, you know. Yeah, you know, They can keep telling themselves like, yeah, we're gonna turn it around. Bro, you got one game. Like you don't get it. Your back's against the wall. Too little, too late. DSL says, listen, everyone losing their minds, but the bottom line is Yankees will beat the Jays. Mark my word. I hope so, man. I hope so. It's a long road. Look, we're only in the division series. Or even if the Blue Jays win or the Yankees win, then you got to go to the ALCS, then the World Series. Like, the bottom line is the Yankees got to hit. Like, that's the main thing we got to hit. We are the Bronx Bombers for a reason. Every year we win. Even last year we went to the postseason, to the World Series. We were hitting home runs in the postseason. Giancarlo Stanton, Juan Soto. In 2009, every year that we won, we had big time home runs. And we're not getting that this postseason. That worries me, man. It really does. The offense ain't there. And then obviously you got the plays, just the big hits and everything. But every year that we won or went deep, there was some big home runs in there somewhere. And we haven't had none of that, man, this season. Nothing. We would take both games in the Bronx. I hope so, man. We'll see. Sweet baby Jesus. We're gonna need sweet baby Jesus tomorrow, man. Like Poppy said, even with sweet baby Jesus, we ain't winning. I think we can win, man. If the offense shows up, we'll win tomorrow. We'll win tomorrow. If the offense now, if we go out there and only score 2 runs, I don't think we're winning, man. I don't think we're winning on 2-3 runs. We got to get at least 5, at least. What was I gonna do? I was looking at something. Oh yeah, appreciate the sub though. Yassine Vladdy hits in the Bronx. His OPS in the city. Yeah, we know that, man. I know, and not only that, Vladdy hits Carlos Rodon really good. He's 11 for like whatever it is. What was it? 11 for 20 or something like that. 11 for 15, some crazy number. He is. So I'll give it a set. This is the next one. Hurry up, change. All right, 11 for 19 with the home run and 3 doubles and 4 walks. So yeah. David Cone, 1993. Who pulled that up? Guys, if you wondering too, you guys can pull up anybody's stats from the chat, like Slow Burner just did. Usually, since it's the posting, but next year is only gonna be for members. It's usually only for members, but I got it open for everybody. Jacob, what's up, man? Jacob's in the building. Let's do pick. No, that's not how you do it. So, damn, Nando. Let me show you how to do it. So, if you want the October numbers, let me show you. Put exclamation point, Max Fried, October 2025. That's what you want. This is how you do it. Max Fried, October 2025. That's the stats right there. I don't know why though. I don't trust this year's stats. Like, I gotta look into it. The coding might be bugged. It might be bugged. Look, we've got 0.1. You know what? A big concern with Max Fried coming here when we signed him was that, the word on the street is that he's not good in he's not good in the postseason. So he trusts Luke Weaver. I don't know. I gotta, because this is the program I made. The way it's getting the stats, man. I'm not sure if it's getting the correct ones for the postseason. During the regular season is getting it great, and historical stuff is getting it great. So let's look at. I'm gonna look at David Cone, October 1996. Let's see what his stats were, October 1996. That was his postseason stats in October of 1996, guys. Not great, if you ask me. Yeah, that's how that works. If you just watching this for the first time, you have access to that too. In the chat, you can pull up anybody's stat, anybody, you know. Like I'll pull up Otani, October 2024. Yeah. But Chris Perez, what's up, man? Says, I think Rodon is going to do his thing. It's up to the bats to come alive in game 3. I think Rodon is going to do his thing, but I think he's going to give up probably 3 runs. And we got to score more than 3. We got to score some runs, man. We got to give him freaking, got to give him run support. Commander Branford. Yeah, those cheating accusations, they're based on nothing. Like, give me evidence or shut up, man. And not only that, is like, okay, all right, I get it. They were hitting, but what about the pitching, right? Because we can't hit for crap. Like, we weren't hitting at all. I don't like it. To me, that's an excuse. And, you know, all those cheating accusations, it's nonsense, man. It's just absolute nonsense. Those are serious accusations, right? That's some sore loser shit, man. That's my thing, right? That's what a real sore loser would say. Oh, you cheated, you know. Unless you're sure that they cheated and you got some evidence, don't say that, man. It really, really, we look bad as a whole, as a fan base. We look bad like that. Yeah. So don't cheat. Let me see something really quick. All right, what's this here? Okay. Giancarlo Stanton. Yeah, that sounds about right. 235 on base percentage. My. And it would be even worse. He got a hit yesterday at the end. And only because they changed the pitcher, right? He had 2 hits yesterday, as a matter of fact. But if they would have left Yesavage in, I think nobody would have hit. It probably would have been a no-hitter. Or maybe like we would have went down bad. Bad. Really bad. David Cone, 1992 for Jays in October was very good. So, somebody pull that up. You can pull it up, Tony Lynn. Pull up the stats. What do you want me to do it here? I'll do it for you. David Cone, October 1992. These are David Cone, October 1992. Yeah, he was really good. Who is coming up with these accusations? Well, Michael K, he wasn't saying that they were cheating, but he said that people were like, people are just insinuating there's something. And I think who was the other guy? Was it Buster Only? I forgot the guy. I don't know, but I've been hearing about it. I even spoke to somebody about it today. And I was like, look, man, don't even bring that up because there's no evidence and that's some sore loser stuff. And then it's like, that doesn't explain the fact that Yesavage straight dominated us. That doesn't explain the fact that Judge struck out with the bases loaded in game 1. You know, you gotta add. You didn't add the year. Oh, who pulled that up? Andrew. Oh yeah, put Junior, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. October 2025. Yeah. All right. Jacob says we're gonna win tomorrow. If we win tomorrow, we win the series. I don't think so, man. I'm not there yet. I'm sorry, man. If we would have won game 1, I think we caught it. I think, look, we win tomorrow, we win tomorrow. And then if we win game 4, we win game 4. It's one game at a time, guys. One game at a time. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. We have nothing really to say that. You say we win tomorrow, we win the series. Why? What makes you feel so confident? Because they have a bullpen day? And because we have Cam Schiller, and like, let me remind you, Cam Schiller got rocked by the Blue Jays the first time he faced them. Like, you understand that, right? So And their bullpen, the bullpen we saw yesterday ain't the bullpen we're gonna see in the high leverage situation. Guys, like the bullpen we got yesterday that's the bottom feeders right there. Those guys are not good. They're not that good. Welcome put Jesus Christ. We're gonna need G's, we're gonna need Pettit. We're gonna need, you gotta put October 1998 or whatever month. I think you spelled Pettit wrong. Pettit is what? Pettit got like 5 T's. Yeah, it's 4 T's in Pettit. 4 T's in Pettit. There is no Juan Soto has no stats in 2020. You guys are going crazy now with the stats, man. Absolutely insane, man. I should never reminded you guys about that. But yeah, I don't know, man. Let me know if y'all like it, man. Should I keep the stat thing or should I take it away? I was thinking about taking it away. I'm not gonna lie, because it's a pain in the butt to maintain, because I gotta constantly make updates to it. And also, man, it takes up a lot of resources on my computer, you know, when I'm running it. So I was thinking about updating my computer, but I was like, man, do I really want to spend this money and just so I could run stats? Or maybe I'll put it on a server, but servers cost money too. So I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Pedro Martinez. Some players don't come up like Pedro. I gotta fix that. It has a problem where if there's another Pedro Martinez playing right now actively, it's gonna try to pull him up, you know. So I gotta, it's a bug there. So a lot of common names like Pedro Martinez, that's gonna happen a lot. Like if you put up Alex Rodriguez right now, it's the same thing. There's another Alex Rodriguez somewhere in Major League Baseball or in minor league baseball, and it's gonna think that you're trying to get their stats. No, I gotta fix that. We have Google. Yep. 20 Lauer gave up 3 runs yesterday. He is one of the Jays' top tier pitchers all year, and he will be the main guy for the bullpen game 4. Well, that's good then. I think that we just gotta win one game at a time, right? I don't want to get too everybody like just win tomorrow. Win tomorrow. If we get that, then look, then like we have something to play for, because it's like, okay, we could win. We win the next game, all of a sudden it's a whole new series. A whole new series. We gotta do it. Wouldn't that be something though, right? Just imagine, right? We win the next 2, go to game 5 in Rogers Center, and then win over there. Oh man. That'd be crazy. I don't see it happening though. Not the way the Blue Jays have been hitting. Like, unless our offense wakes up, they have to absolutely wake up. We're gonna be in Cancun with freaking Papi Ortiz. Yankees girl says, win tomorrow, please, Yankees. Yes, please. Can we get a win? My goodness, let's not go out like that. Let's not go out like that, please. You guys are going crazy right now with the effects, man. Oh man. So let me know in the chat, right? What do you got? Like realistically, I'm curious to see the Blue Jays fans too. Yeah, the Blue Jays fans. Who thinks it's a sweep, right? Give me a one in the chat for a sweep. 2 in the chat for. All right, 1 for a sweep, 2 for. We're just gonna go. I don't know. All right, 1 for sweep, 2 for Yankees winning 3 in a row, and 3 for Blue Jays winning in 4 or 5 or whatever. You know, Slow Burner thinks it's a sweep. Jonathan thinks it's a sweep. Jonathan, you think he's getting swept? Dan Welkin thinks it's a sweep, man. Jake thinks it's a sweep. Ooh. Jacob's the most positive dude I've ever known, man. Jacob would never. He is so positive, man. It's like, well, there is a chance. It could be 15 zip, bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, and he's like, we're coming back. Like, dude, like we're not coming back, bro. He is so positive, man. Chris. Okay. But so not a lot of optimism. I see. Not a, even from some diehard fans in here. Like Jonathan, I'm surprised that Jonathan said we're getting swept. I really am. Welkin, I could see Welkin saying it's a wrap. And obviously slow burner. The Blue Jay fans, obviously they're like, we're gonna sweep this. I see some hardcore Yankee fans saying like it's over. It's over. Yassine thinks we win in the next 3. Okay. Tony Lynn, Peter Rex, Lucas, Matt Steve. All right. Jacob thinks we're gonna win 2 more, but we might win, but we're still gonna lose. Oh no, wait. I said no, 2 is win it all, and 3 is we win a game, but we're gonna lose ultimately. Yeah. If Rodon can keep to less than 4, we have a chance. Yeah, but the thing is, man, are we gonna score more than 4? You know what I mean? Can we score more than 4 runs versus Shane Bieber? I think we can, but are we? This team, we have a way, right? The Yankees, the 2025 Yankees have a way of making pitchers look like they walk on water. Like these guys are the best thing to slice bread. And it's not a knock on any of these pitchers. Even Yesavage, right? He was really good. But from my eyes, for everything I see, I'm like, this is not something that they can't make an adjustment from. Like, they suck, man. That's the thing. They couldn't make an adjustment. And we have a way of making teams look like that. Look, even Tarek Skubal yesterday got the L, right? Even Tarek Skubal they found a way to score runs against this guy. Where the Yankees, on the other hand, I'm talking about the Mariners versus Detroit, where the Yankees, on the other hand, we just, like certain pitches, like even like that first game versus Garrett Crochet, that was like, we knew we weren't like, they already wrote that in. Boone already had penciled that in as a loss, you know? We can't hit good pitching, guys. So if Shane Bieber goes out there tomorrow and pitches his ass off, oh man, we're in trouble. We are in trouble. But on the other hand, man, if he doesn't, I think we can hit him, you know. But we gonna need help. We could even hit that rookie freaking Connolly early. We look bad versus him. We just managed to get 4 runs because they helped us out. And look, let me tell you something. The Blue Jays defense is solid. Solid. Their defense is solid. They're not going to help us out at all like the Red Sox did. You know? But a lot of people not talking about that Aaron Judge error in the outfield yesterday where the ball went through his legs. I think that kind of started everything. Yeah, you can't have that, man. You can't have the ball go right through your legs like that. I think Judge gets nervous around the wall for some reason. Well, obviously not for some reason. We know that he freaking broke his toe on a wall, right? Going through a wall, but I don't know what was that about, man. That was like, man, we can't have that. Come on, we can't have that. Yankees girl says, I don't want the Yankees to go home. Yeah, I don't want them either to go home. Look, I'll be honest, especially like, and I know a lot of the content creators, I don't know if any of you guys are here listening to this. As a guy like myself, we like you do this day in, day out, and you watch every game, every inning, every pitch for the most part. And almost every day for 6-7 months, however long it's been, right? For the season. Even in the off season, we're doing this. I don't want it to be over either, Yankees girl. Like, I really don't. You know, that's gonna suck. Last year was cool because at least we made it to the end. We were the last teams. It sucks, right? When you get eliminated early and then there's still baseball. And you're watching baseball when your team is, that sucks, right? Yeah. That really sucks. So hopefully they could do it, man. Hopefully they can pull off a miracle to get the fan base back excited. Because I'm telling you, It's tough, man. How you go from the highs of game 3, Cam Schlittler, right? Just imagine how excited as a fan base we were. We were so excited for them to just freaking crap the bed. Cubs versus Brewers. Hold on, let me put that up. True. Yeah, man. But how you go, especially, and then Cam Schlitter had this so good, and then set records and stuff, and then we had this guy come out and just top it. It lasted all but like 3 days, right? It's crazy how we were on top of the world just 3 days ago. We were on top of the World Series back on. It was super exciting, and then they go out there and lay the biggest goose egg. The biggest goose egg I can remember. Look, a freaking record, right? The most runs given up in the 2 games in postseason history. We're talking about 150 years of baseball in postseason history. Guys are terrible. Jacob says, Custodio, when it comes to Early and Yesavage, those were tough. We have no tape on either of them. No, they got tape. Jacob, come on, guys. Come on. My God, Jacob, you don't believe that, Jacob. Don't tell me you believe that. You're smarter than that. Guys, they have tape of everything. You understand? If I take a crap right now, they got tape of that. I promise you. Like, they have film on every single picture. I promise you they have film on these guys since they were in freaking middle school. You understand me? They got film on them. They do. The scouting report's been watching these guys. Bro, I don't think you understand how this works, bro. I don't think you understand how they have the scouting report. Maybe they got bad information, right? Trust me, dude. They got film on Yesavage. This is not the first time they ever saw Yesavage. You can't convince me that they don't have one film of him or anything, any data on him on his. Maybe not a lot, like they have some other people that've been in the league for a while. But trust me, they have data on him, on every pitcher. Especially if you're in professional baseball, every pitcher, once you sign a professional contract, you're in the system, brother. They got data on you. They got data on you. They've been watching these guys since college. I promise you, the Yankees were scouting him when he was in high school and in college. They were probably scouting him, looking to draft the guy possibly. They know all these guys, bro. It's a small. I'm telling you guys, this is how it works. This is how it works, man. I'm sure he's talked to the Yankees old organization when he was in college, getting scouted. I'm sure he talked to the Padres organization. He talked to the Blue Jays. He talks to that's how it works. This guy did not just show up. This guy did not just land in a spaceship and nobody ever seen him pitch. That's what I'm trying to say, Jacob. So come on, bro. Come on, Jacob. You smarter than that, man. You were smarter than that. Yeah, you know what? Here's my thing, Jacob, man. And this is just because I understand you're a younger gentleman, man, and I like you a lot, Jacob, man. Here's my thing, Jacob. You know what that sounds like to me, man? I'm gonna be honest. And this is a guy. Look. I was in. For those of you that don't know, I was in the military for 10 years. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, none of that, right? But you know what that sounds like when you say, well, we didn't have a lot of tape. The Yankees didn't have tape on him. Or Blue Jays must be cheating. Or this, or no, coming. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a bunch of excuses, bro. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like, look, just suck it up. Admit you just do better, right? Do better. That's what I tell my kids. My kids be like, but, no, but, right? Do better. Excuses are like a-holes. Everybody's got one. Don't be that guy, man. The minute you start coming up with excuses, everybody just tunes out. And you just look more of a loser when you start coming up with excuses. Instead of taking accountability, like that's one thing we give Giancarlo Stanton when he's like, look, bro, I got to do better, man. I got to do better. No, I'm just saying in general. But you just said that they don't have, you just told me, I'm going to pull it back. You just said the Yankees don't have film on this guy. Trying to make it like it's an excuse. That's why they didn't play with that. That's not, first of all, that's not true. I don't believe that. And second of all, that's just an excuse. It's just an excuse, dude. Hold on. Damn, I can't find it. But yeah, man. Trust me, they got all the data on all these pitchers, man. There is not a pitcher that you can put on a mound that they don't have data on. The Yankees got all the resources in the world. They probably have a database with just for film where the players can go and pull up everybody and see, you know. And it's done. Look, I'm not saying, Jake, I'm not criticizing you, bro. Take it as it's advice, brother. It's advice, man. Take it as advice. Even me, sometimes, even when I have an excuse at work, sometimes, and I'm like, I know it's not my fault, and I said, well, but, and I gotta catch myself. I'm like, you know what? Ain't nobody want to hear excuses. They just want the job done. I may have an excuse, but nobody cares, bro. Get it done. That's all it cares. You know, so I gotta catch myself before I even say my excuse. Sometimes don't. Peter says, did grand jury duty recently. You can't scratch your arse without being recorded. Online, offline, it's recorded, encrypted. I'm just saying that, like, even then, it sounds like an excuse. Like, come on, it's not. Like, look, I don't want to lose, right? I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to lose, but let's be graceful about it at least. Come on, man. That's, you know, you gotta, sometimes when you look, you gotta take it on the chin and just move on, man. Like, you know, I don't know. We'll see. I know a lot of people are not like that, but what are you gonna do? It's unfortunate because we don't play, right? We can't play for them. They, you know, and I understand the argument too. It is a lot of the players, like the players got to play. So I understand that argument too when it comes like with Boone. People are like, well, Boone is, the players got to play. I get it. I'm just at the point where, look, something's got to change. We get new players every year, a whole bunch of new players, and it's still not good enough. Chris says, the most frustrating thing I see this offense do is taking fastballs right down the middle early. My thing is, yeah, they take the fastball right down the middle, and then they swing all the bats. They're backwards, man. They you know what that tells me, man? That they're just like they're confused, man. They're confused. They don't know what to do. The scouting reports are bad or something. Like today, like you saw with Gosman, right? They were like, let's swing early. Let's jump. Let's attack, right? We're going to get the fastballs early. Let's attack. Instead, they were getting the splitters and they were looking foolish, right? Then the next game with Yesavage, they probably thinking, okay, look, we looked bad yesterday. We were too aggressive. Now let's not be aggressive. And they should have been aggressive because those first pitches were the ones to hit, and then they're taking them down the middle. And now you're trying to be aggressive with a guy who throws a split finger change, right? A split change, whatever that is, that has so much vertical drop. Like, I'm talking about, like, so much that it's very difficult, you know? But the point is, like he said, they were taking the fastball down the middle for the first pitch strikes, and that's where they were killing themselves, man. Me personally, I've always been in the camp of, and look, I'm not a professional baseball player. I've never even been close, you know? But when I played, and even like I tell my son, I tell younger kids, just hit the fastball. Be ready for the fastball. And when you see it, when you get it, you hit it, right? Everything else, you got to be reacting to it, you know? But just be ready for the fastball. That's it. But the Yankees, you can tell they're wishy-washy. It's like, okay, I'm waiting for the fastball. They get the curve, and it's like, okay, let me wait for the curve, and they get the fastball, and they can never just sit on one pitch. That's what the Blue Jays were doing very well versus Max Fried. They were like, you know what? We're going to sit on this curveball because we know we're going to get it. His breaking pitches. We're going to sit breaking pitch. And they were getting it. Yeah. Let me see what's going on around the league. Hold on a second. Damn, the Dodgers won again? No way. Phillies are down 0-2, man. Poor Philly fans, man. they can't. They're never gonna win. They're like us, man.
You the real MVP.
They're like us. Hold on. All right. Milwaukee's, Cubs are about to be in trouble too. Appreciate the donation, Willie G. Appreciate the 5. He says, in no way are we overconfident, but diehard J fans knew what these guys were capable of, and they're finally doing it. You know, Willie, man, I knew what you guys were capable of because we seen it, but I thought that this team was gonna be different, right? I thought that this team would not be the same team that, like, I couldn't. There was no way I could see this team just rolling over like that, and the offense absolutely shutting down. And they did. They absolutely just shut down the pitch and everything. Like I thought that we can hit with these guys. I knew this was gonna be a hitting game. Like the only way to beat you guys is if we hit. And I was thinking that we can hit because the narrative, right? And I believe this is that you guys don't have no pitching. Great hitting team, no pitching. And turns out, man, I was wrong. So shout out to you guys, man. It ain't over yet though, but shout out to y'all. Yeah, that's the thing, man. I had no idea that you guys would be pitching this good. That the Yankees offense would completely just disappear, you know, because that's what really happened, man. They absolutely just disappeared. Don't get me wrong, Yesavage was really good. Gosman was good for like the first 4 or 5 innings, but we had an opportunity versus him. We didn't capitalize. Yesavage was good. He was really good, but even then, man, I like those. We've seen pitchers like that. Like we can hit guys like that. I don't understand. Like, I really don't understand how you swing and miss at the same pitch over and over and over and over, you know? And then he would throw him high. See, here's the thing. He would throw him low and they'll swing in the dirt. And then he would throw him high and they'll think it's a ball up here and it'll drop for a strike. You notice that? And they were just off balance. And I'm like, come on, but I get it. But after a while, it's like, bro, you've seen the same pitch over and over. Just sit on that damn pitch. You're going to get it. Sit on the splitter. Sit on the splitter. And as soon as you see that spin on the ball, because you can see the spin. I know you guys ever play. I know it's literally like the blink of an eye. Faster than the blink of an eye. But you do see the spin. Your brain could pick it up quick. Then, you know, but they weren't. They just couldn't. I don't know, man. They just looked terrible. They did not look like a professional baseball team at all. Just at all. They looked confused. They look shocked, almost like surprised, like, oh shit, you know. I don't know. Real Bill, man. I told you that John Schneider. Yeah, you did. We had this conversation a long time. So here's the thing. I know there's a lot of Blue Jays fans here, and don't get it wrong, especially like Real Bill. Real Bill has been saying this since the beginning of the year, when you guys were not even. You guys were like in 4th place when me and Real Bill had this conversation a long time ago, and he said, don't sleep on John Schneider. He's a good man. He knows him. Real Bill told me he knows him. He's a great manager. He's way better than he will. He's, you know, and this team is tough, pretty much. He came here to put together a rookie league team with my son. I knew that he would be an awesome major league manager. Yeah, Real Bill, man, I'll give it to you. We had this conversation in what, April, May, something like that. We were talking about this. I thought you were crazy. I'll be honest with you. I thought you were crazy. I was like, man, the Blue Jays are cooked, right? And sure enough, they just climbed, and eventually they took over first. And they never looked back. Dodgers 3-headed monster, and then pieces like, you know, the thing with the Dodgers is funny that they have so much talent. They're so good that the regular season is boring to them. They were just putting, like, even Roki Sasaki, they send them to the minors. You know, Blake Snell was hurt. They're like, you know what, take your time. We're just gonna cruise through the regular season. And postseason time, everybody just all of a sudden getting healthy and turned it back on and freaking, yeah. Pull up Yankee stats against Shane Bieber. I already pulled them up. They're not great. You want to see them? Hold on. They're not good, Yasin. This is versus Carlos Rodon. Let me switch it to. This is versus Carlos Rodon. They got good numbers. Overall, in 244 plate appearances, they're batting 270 versus Carlos Rodon. Right. Now, these are versus Shane Bieber. I'm surprised that Austin Wells doesn't have at bats versus Shane. Paul Goldschmidt's 3 for 7. You know what? I think you play. I could see. I think you play Ben Rice though. I think Ben Rice. He matches up well with a pitcher like Shane Bieber. With the pitches that he throws, he matches up really well versus him. So I would leave Rice in there, even though he looked terrible the other day. Oh, no. Let's do a 4-seam fastball, slider, curve, changeup, cutter. Aaron Judge is 1 for 13 versus Shane Bieber. You're right, Rice. NYY. They know that's his kryptonite. They giving fastballs. You throw. This is how you get Rice out. You're throwing fastballs outside. Fastballs that he can't hit. Right. Fastballs out the zone. Breaking pitches. Fastball out the zone, and then more breaking pitches. And he's gonna. You can tell he's a fastball guy. He's sitting fastball all the way, Rice, and he doesn't. Yeah. So Burner says, "I see goose eggs." Goldie was 4 for 7. Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see if they play him. They don't like playing him versus righties, so I doubt it. Maybe you do start Goldie. I think the time to start him, they should have started him versus Yesavage. And I say that because you gotta Goldie. I get it, he's old, but he's a professional. He's a bona fide hitter. He could pick up. He's hit more than Ben Rice. He's hit more than Ben Rice in I don't know. What I'm trying to say is he has way more experience than Ben Rice as far as like reading pitches and picking up something on a pitcher. I would have put Goldie in there. That's the guy you want to see, a young pitcher that you never seen before, to see if he can see something, and do something. Especially with a split finger fastball and that arm angle. That's something that a lot of these guys probably never seen. But Paul Goldschmidt, man, he's been around for a long time. I doubt there's nothing he's never seen. Boone said he kept Rice in the lineup against Yesavage because he thought he'd do well against a high fastball. Yeah, the thing is, Yesavage never threw Rice that. Yeah, because of course, man, Boone is a dummy, man. This is where I say, like, you get outmanaged. Bro, if you know that, don't you think the Blue Jays know that too? And they say, you know what? Don't throw him. He threw him nothing but splitters, and he could not hit none of them. I don't understand, bro. Like, it's just so dumb, man. And look, man. Boone gotta go. I'm sorry. He has to go, man. We're never gonna win with this guy. I'm starting to believe that that's true. That we won't win with him. It's just dumb stuff, man. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand, bro. I knew that. You know what's funny? I'm gonna play something. Look, I'm gonna go back and play something. Hold on. I already knew that this was not good. That Ben Rice could not hit Yesavage. I never seen Yesavage pitch, and I knew that Ben Rice wouldn't be able to hit him. And I'm gonna prove it to you. Watch that. I called it. Even though I don't like not to toot my own horn, but it's like, bro, if somebody had in their house, right? I don't do this for a living. I have a regular job that has nothing to do with baseball. This is my passion, my hobby, right? And I can tell you, and I knew that he wasn't going to be able to hit him. Where is it? Okay. What did it? Was it? Damn, I don't know which one it was. Let me see this. All right. Let me pull this up, guys. Hold on, let me play this for. You know what? Nah, I don't even need to do that. All right. Okay. This was yesterday's, right? This was yesterday's stream in the morning. This is before the game when I'm looking at the matchups and stuff. Waiting for the lineup wasn't even out. The lineup was not out. And this is what I was saying. Look. Yesterday, pretty much this is Kevin Gausman all over again. This is what it is. This is what it looks like. Let me know, Toronto fans. Mr. Snow, I know you follow Toronto heavy, so is this another Kevin Gausman? Let's go up here. The stats look good on him. And the movement profile. Let's see something. I would say the arm angle, I don't know. The arm angle is a lot different. That line is. And this, I'm trying terrible off the split finger fastball fingers. So the way that Ben Rice looked yesterday was terrible off the split finger fastball. So mind you, this was the morning of yesterday's game. This was yesterday morning. I'd never seen Trey Yesavage pitch. This is all just looking at his pitch mix, the movement profile, and his arm angle. And you can obviously know that Ben Rice doesn't hit that well. We saw him bat versus Kevin Gausman, and he struggled. We already knew that he was. The fact that they put him to start is beyond me. I'm trying to see if it's even worth putting him in the lineup. I don't know. What do you guys think? Similar pitch mix, a lot similar. So crazy. Mr. Snow says, watch him pitch. Put a clip up so you can see the arm angle. No, but I don't want to put too many clips because I'm gonna get a clip up. Crazy. Similar pitch mix. I don't know. What do you guys think? If it's even worth putting him in the line finger fastball. So the way that Ben Rice looked yesterday was terrible off the split finger fastball. So I'm trying to see if it's even worth putting him in the lineup. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know, man. I'm just saying, man. The whole point of that was just like it's pretty obvious that he throws a split finger, just like Gausman did. So everybody who looked terrible versus a splitter, and who's looked terrible versus splitters all year, Ben Rice. Why did he start versus him? What made you think that he was gonna get a high fastball? Why? You know. I don't know. OG Cuckoo. Oh, OG, man. I don't know, man. That's a long shot right there. A long shot. Like some have suggested, Boone is more a mouthpiece for analytics department. Yeah, but even the analytics, man, you gotta know better than that, man. Like he's not a good freaking he's not a good split finger hitter, Ben Rice. A lot of these guys aren't. Appreciate the sub, man. Clifford, appreciate that. Lucas says the splitter is the pitch of the future for the next decade, seems like. I mean, it's been around forever, man, but now they throw them so many different ways. The same thing with changeups. There's so many ways to throw a changeup to these days. They got the split change, the kick change, that's a kick change. There's so many different changes, circle change. Look, at that arm angle, the way he's throwing it from the 90-degree arm angle, I'm not a pitcher. I don't pretend to be. I don't know any of this stuff, but I can tell just by looking at it that it has a lot of movement, right? Vertical movement. Because not only is the spin going to help him, it's going to help it drop, but also the gravity is going to help it drop. Clifford says, some of these guys give Blue Jay fans a bad name. I would never troll, period, especially not when the other team is still alive. Hey, man, I mean, look, you know, like they say, history is written by the victor. Right? You know, even last year when the Dodgers, the whole thing, look, when you win, you could do whatever you want, right? You can do whatever you want. And this likewise too, like, you do have a lot of trolls, right? A lot of trolls on both sides. You're gonna have a lot of, you know, trolls on the winning team, and then you're gonna have a lot of trolls on the losing team who are gonna say things like they cheat or this, or make excuses, and it is what it is, man. Real Bill, appreciate the gifted membership. Who got it? Oh, Brandon Lee got it. Appreciate that, man. Reminds me of Fernando Valenzuela. Oh man, Fernando, man, that dude's screwball is freaking disgusting. I used to play against him in MLB The Show, and I hate playing against Fernando Valenzuela in MLB The Show because the screwball it has so much movement and it's so slow. It is so slow, man. But it's filthy and it's hard to hit. Even in the video games, it's hard to hit. Slow burner, know you are. You are on the Yankees podcast talking smack instead of just chatting baseball. Your sole purpose is to be annoying. It's all good, man. It's all good. Ada says better win tomorrow. Yep. Let me ask you guys something, right? I'm just curious, and Blue Jays fans, you can chime in on this too. If the Yankees if we do get eliminated, right, in the ALDS, is the season a failure? Is the season a failure? Yes or no? It's a simple yes or no. No. To me, my answer is yes. It's a failure. It's a failure. And not only because anytime you don't win the World Series is a failure. I get it. That's the goal. The World Series is the ultimate goal. But even besides that, it's a failure in all parts. Just the way we went out. And it's just a failure, man. We lose in the division. The division is a failure. I get it. They came back at the end, but look at the teams they were playing in September. Those last 2 weeks, they were bad teams. Losing the division, playing almost 2.5 months of miserable baseball. Going from, at one point we had like a 9-game lead, and then we were down within a month. We had a 9-game lead, and within a month we were down like 5-6 games. It's unacceptable. I don't care how good the Blue Jays are. I don't care. There was no reason why the Yankees shouldn't have gotten the bye. And I'm not saying that changes anything, right? Because maybe it doesn't. Maybe just the same outcome. But it's just the Yankees have just played poorly, especially versus the Blue Jays. And look, they play poorly against teams that are good. Look how we playing the Blue Jays, man. Even if we manage to win 3 in a row, right? Let's say we take the series somehow, we win 3 in a row, and we move on to the ALCS. Man, you think we're gonna beat these other teams, man? You see the Dodgers playing right now, the Brewers. See how good they. You think we could beat these guys? No, I get it. We beat Seattle all season, but they're playing pretty good too. So like, I don't know, man. The bottom line is the Yankees got to hit, man. They gotta do better, and the pitching is a huge. The bullpen's been a question mark all season long. The bullpen has been bad, really, really bad, and it's still bad. We got a whole new bullpen, and they're still bad. Literally a whole new bullpen. We got half a new starting rotation. Well, not a half a new. I wouldn't say a new starting rotation, but we got a new pitcher, Cam Schiller. And our starting rotation still, you can't rely on them either. I don't know, man. This team is very frustrating. That's all I'm gonna say. Very, very frustrating. What's good, Matt? Read the chat. Bill started with slow and then boots him. What? Somebody got booted? We have spent a small fortune supporting the Yankees. I have my neon sign, street signs at scoreboard. I'm fine with the little ribbing I'm fine with the little ribbing if we lose in good fun. But when someone just constantly goes on, it's a bit much. It's baseball and they're not. No, yeah, man. I mean, what are you gonna do? How you think I feel, man? I deal with trolls every day. Especially if you put yourself out here like this, you're gonna deal with trolls like crazy. And I even realized I had to, I have a link pinned to the chat if y'all want to join. But yeah, too late now. I'm about to get off anyway. But yeah, win or lose, do you enjoy the season no matter how this ends? I didn't, man. For the Jays, yeah, I get it because you guys, you had a great season, man. You overcame a lot. Nobody had you guys being first or second, right? Everybody had the Orioles and Yankees and Boston and then the Blue Jays. As a Yankee fan, me personally, I don't speak for everybody. To me, it's been a disappointing year. There's been ups and downs. We started off good, but man, we went through a stretch here, and it seems like we do it every year, but this year is same. This year was really bad, man. We went 3 games in a row where we only scored 3 games in a row that we didn't score at all, and then like 2 more games that we scored like 1 run. It was like we had like 2 runs in a whole week. I was like, what is going on with this team? The bullpen has been just trash, bro. Absolute trash, from Devin Williams to all the guys that I was looking forward to. Devin Williams, Jonathan Loaisiga, freaking who else should be? Ian Hamilton. Who else, man? Who else? And we got Jake Bird, and we saw him 2 times and never saw him again. It's just been I don't know, man. And then we somehow managed to still win 90 plus games because we beat the bad teams. But the way we lost first place to the Blue Jays, right, was embarrassing. The way when we went to the rematch versus the Dodgers after getting smashed by them in the World Series and they talked all that crap, we went over there and got demolished. Embarrassing. We're just look, man, guys, I'm a curse right now, so if you got kids around, tell them to cover their ears. We're a fucking joke, guys. Let's be real. I know it's not over yet, but this team has been a fucking joke the whole year. Because every team, all our rivals, everybody, and especially the teams that talk so much crap about us, we go over there and they just embarrass us. Absolutely embarrass us. We went to LA and got crushed by them. Right? Just absolutely crushed. We went to the Rogers Center for that 4-game series in first place. We went there in first place and left not in first place and never recovered, right? Just absolutely awful, man. So yes, this has been a very disappointing season. The only way they can make up for this season, to me, is if they win it all, right? If they win it all. I think even last year was, even though last year we ended badly, but last year was more exciting to me. It was more everything. It was more fun to watch, man. And I get it. And it's crazy because this team is better than last year's team. But they're not fun to watch, man. A lot of times these guys just suck. Like, let's be real. And I'm just being real, man. I know that's not the opinion of everybody, but this is just my opinion. Like, looking back on the season, it's not over, right? But when I look back, man, is the fact that I don't know, man. Something's got to change with this team because this is every year, man. Something's really got to change with this team. And I don't know if it's the manager. I don't know what it is, but let's start there. We'll start with the manager first and work our way, do something, please, man. Please. Every year's the same damn crap. Same stuff. My goodness, man. It's sickening. Being defeated in the playoffs, as long as you're competitive, is not a failure. No, but this is not competitive. Last year in the World Series was a little competitive. But I don't even want to get to the last year's thing. But this year, this ain't even competitive, man. We're getting our asses whooped. This is literally the Blue Jays are taking the chancla, or they taking the belt and they're whipping our behinds with it. That's what's happening right now. And we're gonna see tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow we don't. Hopefully tomorrow they wake up and at least if we gotta punch back, man. You can't just get punched and punched and punched and not punch back, bro. Let's turn this damn offense on, please. Yeah, we getting that belt to the ass right now. That's what this is. This is belt to ass, classic old-fashioned ass whooping. That's all it is, man. That's what we're getting. It's not even close, bro. We don't even belong in the same field with these guys. That's what it looks like, right? Hopefully tomorrow that changes one game at a time. If we win tomorrow, it's like, okay, all of a sudden you got something to look for, right? Because if we take both these games in New York, it's a new series. That's it. It's a one-game series. Winner takes all, right? So D-Train says it's the team's mindset, the lack of killer instinct mentality. I think, man, I don't even think they care no more. Like, these dudes, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just, I think sometimes, I know they care, right? But I don't know if they care enough, man. It's like, somebody brought it up earlier. I don't know where I saw it on YouTube or something. They were like, it's one thing, right? He said he don't want people. It was a manager. He said he don't want people that want to win. He wants people that hate to lose. Oh, that's Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick said he wants players that hate to lose. Everybody wants to win, but there's a difference when you hate to lose. And I think we've gotten so used to losing. Not only the players, right? Not only the organization. The Yankees have gotten so used to losing. The fan base too. This new generation of fan base, guys. I know a bunch of you are more older, right? I'm 41 years old. The younger generation, they're okay with you because that's all they know. They've never seen them win. So to lose is like, that's normal, right? We lose all the time. But for older people who've been through the dynasties and seen the great times and also seen the bad times, like in the early 90s, late 80s, or the whole 80s, pretty much, those guys will tell you, no, this is not normal. It's not okay. Not for the Yankees anyway. It's not okay to lose. It's not normal to lose this long. It's not normal to spend $300+ million every single year and get embarrassed every year. That's not supposed to happen. That is not part of the plan, right? Yeah, I don't know. Now I'm going on a little tantrum, but it's just I'm a frustrated Yankee fan. I'll be honest. It's tough, man, and it's tough too because I'm in San Antonio, right? So when I go to work, there's a bunch of Astros fans there, and Cowboys fans too. So you just imagine what I heard this today, right? But anyway, and then, man, it's just like, come on, bro. My goodness, man. The Astros are not even in it anymore. We still can't win. And we still can't win. Now we got a new boogeyman. That's the Blue Jays. And we got the other boogeyman, the Dodgers. It's like this team, this organization. I'm going to be honest, this organization is soft, man. They're just soft as baby poop. Just soft. That's why we need a new manager to me. I need a hard-nosed guy. You look at Pat Murphy, right? Pat Murphy looks like a guy that doesn't take you can tell he's in charge of that ship, right? Or even a guy like Francona or I don't know, man. We just need we need a new man. We need new leadership. That's what it is. We need new leadership, right? Definitely do. Lost this procedure. I'm telling you, Lucas, man. To me, it hasn't, right? Because I've seen the great years and we know the history. But you ask my son is like, they never won in his lifetime, right? You can bring up, 1996, and I try to show them my kids like older, and they don't care. They look at that like, bro, who cares, right? They suck. Like, what are they doing now? My whole thing is that, like, the younger generation of Yankee fans, they've gotten used to losing. It's already embedded in them. They don't know any other way. They know making it to the playoffs and losing every year, So when they make it to the playoffs, they're okay with it. It's like, all right, this is This is Yankees. This is Yankee baseball. We make it, and we lose. Make it, we lose. Get close, we lost. No matter the outcome, the Yankees have a huge homework this offseason because everyone will use these past 2 games as another template to defeat them. Oh yeah, the blueprint is out on the Yankees. And look, homework, this team ain't gonna do nothing. The thing is, we have a owner who's asleep at the wheel, right? Our owner's asleep at the wheel. I don't know where this guy's at. I used to think he cared, but I don't think he cares anymore because it's like, dude, when are you gonna do something, bro? This is every single year. It's the same every year, dude. Every year we get embarrassed. It ends in straight embarrassment. And this is where I disagree with Michael K. Michael K pissed me off with this. Where he's like, well, all the people they're gonna call for Boone. It's not Boone's fault. I'm like, bro, I get it's not all Boone's fault. But it doesn't matter, bro. After 8 years of getting embarrassed, at what point? How many years is enough? How many years we gotta lose where you say, okay, you know what? We gotta change our manager, or we gotta change this. How many years? Is it 10? Is it 15? What's the limit? At what point do you say, you know what? It ain't working. We're not winning. Like, how many years? Is it 10? What is it to you guys, right? I don't understand. Like, when people are like, you can't blame Boone. Why can't I blame Boone? He's been here 8 years and we haven't done anything. Why can't I blame Boone? I get it. He's not the one playing. He's got to play. But guess what? We get new players every year. This year we brought in half a new team. We brought in an entire look, guys. We at the trade deadline, we traded for a whole new bullpen, and they were just as bad as the old bullpen. You understand what I'm saying? We got a whole new set of players, starters, in the beginning of the season, and they were just as bad as the last year guys. So what is it? If we changing the players and they still playing the same, then it tells you it's something in the philosophy, it's something in the scouting department, something else is broken besides the players, right? Or we just not getting the good player. We're not getting the right players, then maybe that could be it too. But like the bullpen was bad in the beginning of the season, we got a whole new bullpen, and guess what? They're bad now, right? You guys see what I'm saying, man? That's what I'm saying. You got to start looking. You got to look at the people who've been here the longest, right? And start looking at them and questioning the things they're doing, Yeah. Bros Obama said, how's a corporate guy, the Yankees? So him is just a family business. Empty seats is the way he wags. Yeah, but that's the thing, that it's never going to be empty seats because it's just never is. So, man, I don't know. You guys want to buy Manley's contract from the Jays? They would never do that because Manley's not going to lay down and roll over, That's what look, the fact that Cashman's been here for 30 years, and I get it. I'm not saying he's I'm not saying he's good either, but the fact that he's been here for 30, look, this is what I'm saying. You got to start looking at the guys who've been here the longest, right? Boone, Cashman, a lot of these guys in the front office too, in the scouting department who've probably been here long. Those are the guys you got to start looking at, and I promise you, you're going to start finding the problems there. The fact that this dude's been the general manager for 30 years, my goodness, dude. There's something to be said because 30 years is a lot of experience. So I'm pretty sure he knows his job, right? But my goodness, 30 years, guys. 30 years, bro. Like, just change, bro. Just give it up. He's never gonna. Well, he at this point, he's part of the inheritance, right? It's like he inherited the job when the boss died or something that I don't know of. I promise you, if George was still alive, he would have been fired him. I don't know. But yeah, that's just a little rant. That's for the off season though. That is just for the off season. Their solution for next year, spend more money. No, that's the thing though. The Howe doesn't want to spend more money, and they shouldn't have to. It don't matter how much money you're spending if you're not putting it in the right place. So I'm saying, Don Juan, what's up, man? Judge looks like Riddick in that dumb. Let me see. You know what? I don't got it here. I'll look at it later. It's funny though. All right, man. But anyway, folks, that's gonna do it for me. I appreciate y'all. Let's go Yankees, man. Let's one game at a time. Let's win tomorrow. Yeah, man. You gotta win something, man. Don't do this to your fan base. We've been behind you. The fans did their part this year. The fans, we did our part. You know, now it's time for the Yankees to do their part, right? Anyway, folks, y'all have a blessed night. I appreciate everything. I'll see you guys next time, man. Hopefully tomorrow with a victory. Peace, y'all. Oh, shoot. Wait, hold on. Wrong thing. My bad. Pressing the wrong. There we go.
They doubted your arm, said you're overpaid. 2 years of May and the critics stayed. But look at you now with that fire in your veins. Carlos Rodon breaking all the chains. Got a beard that screams, I'm here to stay. Burning fastballs light the way. Yankee Stadium roars your name. Rodon's back, bring the flame. Bring the flame. The contract loomed, fans shook their heads. They said big bucks for a man who fled. But you're slicing the zone with a deadly twist, proving your worth with every pitch. Got a beard that screams, I'm here to stay. Burning fastballs light the way. Yankee Stadium roars your name. Rodon's back, bring the flame. Beard that screams, I'm here to stay. Burning fastballs light the way. Yankee Stadium roars your name. Rodon's back, bring the flame. Forget the doubt, feel the roar of crowds, mowing them down, no whispers allowed. Pressure's the fuel to your rocket form. The storm's back, Yankees uniform. Uniform. Sliding in fierce velocity high. 2 years gone, but you're breaking the sky. Carlos Rodon resurrected anew. Power and grit, it's all back in view. Whoa! Got a beard that